now the adventures of Nick and Willikins.
This is England. Actually, that's a lie. We're really getting off on the wrong foot here. I don't want you thinking that I'm one of those unreliable narrators. No, this is not England at all. This is, in fact, a barely coherent caricature of England perpetrated by two men who have never even left North America. Consequently, the game you're about to play will almost certainly be riddled with inaccuracies, anachronisms, and bad accents. Like truly terrible accents you people don't even want to know. Anyway, they dragged me out of retirement to tell this story, and I'm not about to waste my extremely valuable time defending the ill-conceived choices of its writers. So, moving on. This is England, and this is the ancestral home of the wealthy and powerful Nick family, currently presided over by its last surviving male heir, young Nick of Nick Hall. Assisting Nick in the extremely complicated business of washing and dressing himself, along with the general maintenance of Nick Hall itself, we have this man. He answers to the name Willikins, but his young master has called him so many other things. Willikins is also one of the last of a dying breed, a breed of dedicated manservants tirelessly devoted to the well-being of their assigned charges, no matter the circumstances.
I cannot overstress the importance of following the instructions of one's master, no matter how seemingly misguided, unethical, or even mortally dangerous they might be. Ours is to serve, not to question. All of this being said, one does have some latitude when it comes to addressing one's betters. Traditionally, it is acceptable to adopt one of the three basic attitudes, as observed and practiced by the great Western powers of servitude. The first, and one to which I must admit a bit of bias, is the British method, which stresses politeness and civility. This method is kind without being overly familiar, good enough to sustain an empire of nearly 1,000 years, so certainly good enough for the likes of you. Second is the one preferred by our American brethren, the friendly approach, presenting the illusion of being the master's equal, despite the fact that you both clearly know which of you is the lord and which is the lorded. Finally, there's the aggressive method, typically employed by our old friends, the Germans. No great surprise there, while obviously not advocating outright hostility towards the master. It does emphasize the notion that even the most noble among us may, on occasion, require a bit of helpful prodding. Right, so, young Willikins, kindly choose one of these methods and demonstrate it to me and the rest of the class.
As you wish, sir.
Ah, the classic, polite, British method. Trying to get on my good side then, eh, boy? Mr. Willikins, you'll make a fine manservant someday.
Willikins, you're the worst manservant what ever lived. Now stop daydreaming about your boring past and tend to my needs.
So begins another exhausting day for me here at Nick Hall.
Too right, Willikins. As per our usual routine, I have prepared an itinerary of daily activities for you.
Oh, good.
Item 1. Much like the princess in that story about the wee-stained mattress, I have detected something amiss with my bed. Have a look under there, won't you?
Very good, sir. Ah, so there is something under here. A charger for a mobile phone.
That's what we call cellular phones in England.
Rather. I'd be concerned about these if I thought Master Nick had even the remotest concept of what any of it actually meant. Master Nick refuses to acknowledge that he hid these here, which is just as well as I refuse to touch them, so we're at sort of a stalemate. I'll just tidy this up then.
Adequate job, Willikins. 5 out of 10. Honestly, you must try harder.
Oh, must I?
Now then, item the second. I'm hungry.
You're mungry, sir?
Hungry, with an H. Now, I know you have some food scribbled away on your person, and I demand that you feed it to me forthwith and hence. Here too. And such.
I'm not sure why I bother. He'll inevitably reject this and any subsequent offerings, no matter what they are. Sums up my existence rather neatly, I suppose. Pizza, hamburger, sir.
Cool, that old thing, you made me that yesterday. It's rubbish. Bung it down a loo.
Of course, sir. That'll be the first of, no doubt, many then.
Now that that important business is settled, I want you to go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie. You know what I like. I want you to take at least 2 seemingly incompatible food items and combine them in a new and interesting way. Old and boring way, what I've forgotten about. Go on, off you go.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and Willikins,
Sir?
remember it's Thursday, which means you may only prepare the items on my revised menu of foods what I will only eat on Thursdays. You will know these foods when you see them.
Right, that thing. Very, as I said once already, good, sir. Somewhat surprisingly, the musculature of this statue is in no way exaggerated. Well, I'm not touching that. Master Nick was rather proud that he could locate his own ear, so we marked the occasion with a statue. Yuck. What, are you expecting it to sing a little song? This isn't France. I do hope we've been very clear on that point. A thrilling depiction of that time some blokes threatened a vicar with a cannon and also sang a song to him. Some conspiracy nutters believe there's a cryptic message of some sort hidden in this illustration. One day Master Nick will almost certainly pull one or both of these from the wall and then swing on the chandelier. Which is why I've already invested in a special broom for cleaning his bloody footprints off the wall. The official name for these is Other Swords. I suppose that helps distinguish them from the, other swords. Master Nick typically dines alone and seats himself here at the head of the table. On occasion, he'll ask me to join him at what he calls the arse of the table. I have no snark to offer here. I'm quite sincerely fond of how those candles flicker. Not actually an edible arrangement, though I've been ordered to test that on more than one occasion. We don't actually know this person. I believe we purchased this painting in an estate sale of some kind. An ancient ancestor of Master Nick's, with whom he was also once romantically involved. Our history, like the history of most great English families, is complicated and a bit incestuous. It would appear that a brand new pair of rubber gloves, or hand wellies as Master Nick calls them, has fallen into the bin. Theoretically, this is for sitting in. But I'm the only person who ever visits this room, and I'm forbidden to sit. So I'm not sure what its actual purpose is. In medieval times, that was used to wash clothes in. Now it's mostly for preparing something that Master Nick calls trouser stew. I'm not actually allowed to serve anything from these. Master Nick says they're the good plates, and he's saving them for a less rubbish person to put food on them for me. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. An impulse purchase after Master Nick went through his Yan Can Cook phase. Unsurprisingly, it's never been used. Well, for food preparation at any rate. This magnet lists the telephone number for emergency services, which, here in England, is 999. Despite what Master Nick may have told you, these are neither musical nor a fruit. Jelly is what you call jello. Jam is what you call jelly. And this is something else altogether. Do try to keep up. Could be worse. Could be chocolate smoothie. Ugh. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. I've heard it said that a true Englishman finds Marmite not only palatable but delicious. If this is the case, vive la France, I suppose. Keep your filthy jokes to yourself, please. We try our best, despite appearances to the contrary, to maintain an air of dignity here. If nothing else, we have that scurvy problem solved. Fresh from the, as it were, teat. Not even the 16th most disgusting food item in this house. Some cultures might look at an animal's organ and deem it inedible. But those cultures aren't British. Oh, this is indeed a real thing. Look it up, nerds. If I had a pound for every time I've had to explain what Jaffa cakes are to non-British people, I'd be dead. These are just biscuits. They've nothing to do with digestion. You say apricot, and I say apricot. Only one of us is correct. And it's me. This contains file cards with some of the most sumptuous dishes ever concocted. I've never once opened this box in all the years I've worked here. All great English homes have tea. I'd commit ritual suicide if we didn't. So naturally, Master Nick regularly tries to surreptitiously dispose of this tea to make me do that. Hilarious. Perfect for raw chicken, raw pork, and any other disease-carrying slabs of unprepared animal flesh. Sausages on toast is Master Nick's Cockney rhyming slang for sausages on toast. Not quite sure he's got the hang of that. I believe that mouse is made of fondant. Master Nick occasionally makes me taste them to be certain. Master Nick insisted on the sort of washing soap that's deliberately abrasive to my hands. These were not here an hour ago, and I know for a fact that Master Nick has not left his bedroom since then. He must have some sort of hidden dumbwaiter or something. A fine, upstanding British fish if I ever saw one. Well, technically these aren't so much upstanding as they are down-hanging, but the point remains. Well, now I've got a haddock. Good. There appears to be something hidden just beneath this top layer of potatoes. Master Nick has rather cleverly hidden his cold, soggy chips under these raw potatoes. Well, you can't deny there's a certain logic to that. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. Hello, Sir Winston. Hello, Lady Thatcher. Hello, Rick from the Young Ones. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament. Master Nick's great good Unc Grendel Thaddeus Q. Nickington IV, and some unknown gentleman upon his back. I hate this thing. It knows why. I'm honestly not sure if Master Nick has found a dog food that strongly resembles diamonds, or if he's trained his mangy little dog to actually eat diamonds. Neither would surprise me. The dog's bed costs more than I make in a decade. So naturally the little bastard hasn't touched the thing in at least as long.
positively revolting. Honestly, Willikins, I don't know what you think you're bloody doing in that kitchen, but I've half a mind to just say sod it and prepare my own brekkie.
Indeed, sir.
Now bung this down a loo and make me something else. Now get your bum, and the rest of you, down to the kitchen and make me a proper meal. You know what they say, Willikins. Third time's probably going to be rubbish as well, because everything you do is rubbish.
Is that what they say, sir?
Well, that's what I say.
Let it go, make my body go. Take our bodies high.